Hi, this is Trey Passer, and welcome to my movie review of Carrie 2013 review with minor spoilers. Uh, there's my ticket stub. I saw it today. Carrie, there you go. Again, this movie stars Chloe Grace Moretz as Carrie White. Julianne Moore is her mother, and I think Judy Greer is the other uh, notable person in this movie. Basically, this is a remake of the 1976 version that stars Sissy Spacek, directed by Brian De Palma, Nancy Allen, and John Travolta was in it as well, and Amy Irving. Um, now, now I did a video, but I think I talked too much about the 1976 version in it, so that's why I'm doing this review again. And I'll probably put up that review that I did of the originally did, but I kept comparing it to the 1976 version. So for those who haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it. So that's why I'm gonna save that video for later. Probably upload that later. Um, this version of Carrie is 2013. Is, like I said, it's based on a Stephen King novel, and this one is supposed to be closer to the Stephen King novel, original novel that came out. But I never read that, so I can't compare that. But this version, in case you know the basic story of Carrie from the trailer, and if you've seen the '76 version, Carrie Wright is basically an outcast because she comes from she has a very religious mother who basically keeps her sheltered and protected, and basically so she's an outcast because she doesn't know how to interact with other people because of her strict upbringing, and of course she gets picked on at school after a certain incident, which you see in the trailer, and of course in this version of Carrie, Carrie kind of discovers her powers, and in this version, she's more aware of it, and she like you see in the trailer, you actually see her actually practicing it. Now this version, um, I'm just gonna say, I don't think it's as good as the '76 version. I just they changed a few things around. Like I said, they added more social media aspect to, I guess, to the bullying of Carrie. They added that in, but I just think this version of it is not as good as the '76 version. Now, I'm not going to get too specific. I'm trying to not do that. But I think what saved the movie for me, there's three things that saved the movie for me. Chloe Grace Moritz's performance as Carrie White, I thought she was good, and also Julianne Moore, who's a great actress anyway, but she was really good as the super religious nut mother who sheltered her daughter, and also some of the kills in this movie, in this version of Carrie, I thought some of the versions of the kills in this movie were actually pretty pretty wicked awesome, to be perfectly frank. But I don't think this movie is as good as the '76 version. Like I said, they decided to remake this, of course, and I don't know, maybe of course for money, of course, and probably for people who haven't seen the '76 version. But if somebody told me, yeah, I would give them the '76 version and say, look at this one first, because that's just a better movie to me. I just think it's just a better movie for various reasons. And like I said, when you see that other version of my review, I get into specifics about it, but I don't want to do this in this review of Carrie. Like I said, I think Chloe Grace Moretz was good as Carrie White, and Julianne Moore was great as the religious mother, and I like some of the kills in this movie. But I think the bully in this movie, that character wasn't as strong, I think, and I think the prom scene, in my opinion, without spoiling it, is not as strong either. Okay, I don't want to get into specifics because then I'll spoil it. But even though I like some of the kills in it, but it wasn't as strong. I just think the '76 version is just a stronger movie. This version was decent, yeah, but not great. Okay, and not that I don't think it was going to be as great as the '76 version anyway. But I think this version is just a little lacking. Okay, and like I said, the performance, Chloe Grace Moretz and Julianne Moore, they do the best, with what they have. But I think this version is just a weaker movie. I just think it's just, is it enjoyable? Yes. Would I recommend you go see it? Yes. If you have, yeah, I would definitely recommend you can go see it. Okay, but if you didn't see it in the movie theater and you waited till it came on video, you know, you wouldn't be missing things because I think it's going to be on video in a couple of months anyway, maybe 2 or 3 months anyway. So if you want to wait, wait. This is not a movie that you definitely have to rush and go see. But since I'm a big fan of horror movies and of the original Carrie anyway, and plus I like Chloe Grace Moretz and Julianne Moore, so of course I went to see it. But this movie, not as good, I don't think. I think because it's the same basic story. I mean, they changed a few things around, but I think the execution of it is not as good. That's what I want to say. I think that's the real crux of what I want to say. The execution of this version is not as good as the 76 version. I think the 76 version, that movie, I give it a 9 out of 10. It's just, I think it's that good. Okay, this version of Carrie, like I said, I'll give it a, I was going to think about giving it a 7 out of 10, but I'll give it a 6.5. Like I said, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't as good. I don't think it was as, the execution of it, the payoff of it wasn't as good as the 76 version. The 76 version, I remember that, and that movie stayed with me. I remember going to see that movie as a double feature, seeing that movie, the 76 version, with Reincarnation of Audrey Rose, and that movie stayed with me after I saw it. This movie, no, not as much, okay? Despite the performances of Chloe Grace Moretz and Julianne Moore and some of the kills in it, which I thought were pretty good. Okay, so I would give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. But would I give it a 7? No, I'll give it a 6.5. I was thinking about giving it a 7, but no, I'm going to give this a 6.5. Okay, this movie could have been better, I think, but and actually, this movie didn't have to be remade, but I guess they wanted to make it more, for this age and for those people that didn't see the 76 version. And plus, you get a popular star, Chloe Grace Moretz, as Carrie in this one, so I can see why they did it. But like I say, you're not missing much if you don't see this movie in the theater. Like I say, you already got the 76 version, which I think is just a classic and iconic. Okay, but this one I'll give it, like I said, a 6.5, and that's mostly because of Julianne Moore and Chloe Grace Moretz, their performances, and some of the great kills in this movie, which I thought were great. Okay, but as a movie overall, I think the execution of this is weak. Okay, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. And this is Trey Passer saying so long and take care.